No, it's still laggy as can be. No. Didn't work. My computer's just old. Lighting is nowhere near as good in this room. Slow connection. That sucks. Patty and Endman's son. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. I got off work and now I'm here. I cleaned the house. So tomorrow I can live stream on TikTok again. So we're gonna try that and see if I get banned again from TikTok. And then I don't know when I can do Instagram again. It doesn't make any sense. And it won't let me do my second profile either. It's like, no, you can't live stream. But then I got to get like a third device to do live streams on like everything all the time. There's Allison. Hello, hello. Oh, we got Terrence. And then we got Algene Jamili. Hey, doing good. Is this TJ from TJ Maxx? Is that who you are? Or not TJ Maxx? You're Terrence Jameson from Planet Fitness, right? As far as I can remember, your picture changed from when I added you like a long time ago. Algene Jamili, I'm assuming from Philippines. Magintang umaga po. Mahal kita ang Philippines. Okay, good, good. But you know, a lot of people they're always like, "You need to live more so I can ask you questions." But then when I live, it's usually some questions. But then the person who asked me never shows up, and I'm just like, "Why do you do that?" Oppo, salamat. Mahils matula pakulanggang. Ganang maging umaga to YouTube po. You want to see it? What do you mean? Oh, you think I took a vid? Because I definitely didn't. No, I don't watch anything 90 Day on purpose. Not even my own episodes. It's not my thing, for sure. I'm good, po. At ikaw, po. Hello, Megs. Stepman. How's everybody doing? No, I mean, like, I was there. Hello, Meg. What's up? Did I? I don't think I did. I think I just had my phone out when I was there. And if I did have a video, I couldn't share it because it'd be NDA. So, Terrence, I can't answer that question. Meg, what's up? No? What am I doing? I'm just hanging out. I'm live streaming for anyone who wants to ask ridiculous questions. Plus, I get to be like active online. They say that's really important. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. How's Vegas treating me? It's okay. Like I go to work and then I come home, and usually I have more work. My boss comes home tomorrow, so I'll be working then. And then sometimes I have my third job, and I'm setting up my fourth job, which is getting in fights, right? So that'll be good. I mean, I guess I don't drink or gamble or smoke or really party, so I don't really care for live shows. There was a bike group, but I don't, my ex and me don't do that together anymore. Um, I don't know. Some people do really like Vegas. I don't know what they like about it, but I didn't move here on purpose. Like I literally moved here on purpose, but it wasn't like because it's Vegas. It was just because I ended up moving here. You get promises and then you're stuck. Did you? I mean, if that's what you're into. But I mean, like, it's an okay place. Today I didn't. No one recognized me today, and I'm like, huh. I mean, I don't really care. Like, it's cool. Like when it happens because I get to take pictures. But is it? I mean, it seems okay. I make friends with all kinds of people, not even on purpose. And that's how I got a job doing drag shows on accident. And that's how I got my third job on accident where I worked in a gift shop that never paid me. And my new third job is literally on accident. Like I just walk around and get jobs. Um, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like how life should be, right? You walk around, you wave at everybody, you're always polite, and then you make friends. It's that easy. But I guess not for everyone. Some people are just like super antisocial and they can't do it. Yeah, I feel like I am too. But then like I like work at gay bars and I'm like, oh, this is just not for me. I'm not doing it. Well, I don't think I'm uninhibited. I think I'm like usually working, like in my mind. I don't think I go anywhere without thinking about the fact that I'm supposed to be working. I'm trying to do another 9 days. What are you talking about? Like everything I post is usually hashtag support season 8. You know, the only reason I'm live streaming is because this is how I get season 2. Yeah, yeah, no, I was supposed to be a cocktail server. I got this job offer from one of my boss who I live with's friends, and I don't know, he never hit me back up. I don't mind. It's a good thing. I don't have my alcohol serving permit in Vegas. I mean, I could get it. I don't know. It's okay. I've applied to like every casino in Vegas though. I actually like a few months ago applied to every single job that I possibly could. So we're talking like over 6,000 jobs in all 50 states and about 6 other countries outside of the US. I know they got like a handful of callbacks and none of them wanted to do a work visa. Yeah, I like talking to everybody. I'll talk about anything. You just gotta like ask, unless it's NDA, and then I'm gonna say NDA, right? Those like top 5 great NDA questions. No, I can't really travel because of child support, right? Like the moment I think, man, I could just get up and I could do anything at all, I can't because I'll just go to jail because I'm not paying child support. So I kind of just, I really want to do a North America tour where I go to every single state and I just go hang out with people all the time. But, I can't do that. I'd have to raise like $800 plus whatever expenses I have for the travel every month. And it's just like, I don't know. She doesn't have her camera on. Um, yeah, later. I mean, like my ex-wife just like got herself in big trouble because she just said that like I'm not allowed to see my own kids, which like fine, you know. But then she was like, your family can't even see your own kids because a few live streams ago there was a phone call between me and her and she's like, you aren't allowed to talk to him. And so now my daughter's grounded for talking to me on a holiday for like a 5-minute video chat. Like it is like part of the chat. There's like 5 people in the chat. It wasn't like a big thing. It's okay, Meg. I don't mind. Life goes on. But I mean, like, part of paying child support is that you are get to be a dad, right? So I mean, like, if I'm not allowed to be a dad, you know, how am I being charged for being a dad? Like, I know that they're my kids, but if you don't let even my family see my own kids, they're no longer part of my, not even my life, but my family's life. You're like totally severing that whole thing. I mean, like, if they want, they should be allowed to at least say hi if they want to. I'm not like forcing anyone to do anything. But when she tells me that she's not allowed to talk to me, then there's a problem because that doesn't make any sense. Like you got to get over it. Right? And then it makes sense for me to pay child support because then they're still my kids. But when they aren't allowed to have internet interaction with me, it just doesn't make sense. But then I just had an argument with a lady for like 2 days on WhatsApp about how it doesn't matter. I should pay child support more than I already do, which is 50%, and get a better job so I can pay even more, or I'm a bad person. And it's like, I'm not going to go out. I mean, I have applied to jobs that do pay more. I just haven't got them, which is, of course, my fault. Of course. And then she's just like, well, how dare you? You know, you should be working $50 an hour and giving them $25 an hour because la di da di da. And I'm just like, no, I'm going to work the job, the best job that I've been able to get, that I've applied to for right now, do my side gigs, pay whatever the government tells me to pay. The end. Like, it's that simple. But oh well. I'm going to argue with people forever about child support. It's going to be this never ending argument forever. It will literally never end. Even though I literally pay. My ex wife? No, she lives in Washington State. She's incredibly far away. But, you know, my family does live in Washington State. So, I don't know. Like, it's a thing, right? So, if she wants to visit my family on a holiday, then she should be allowed to because it's her family. And if it's not her family, then how am I a dad? But I know that's like a huge argument that a lot of people like to get in with me. Because even if I moved back to Washington in whatever city she lives in, because she won't tell me, it wouldn't make a difference because she still would be like, no, because of my TV show that she told me to be on and my LGBT, which she has to get over. And like, I don't know, other than that, she's just being ridiculous. But that is who she is. She is literally ridiculous. Right. And she got it. But now she's like, well, now everybody can't anything because she got her money and now she's going to just hide from the world and try and get more money for sure. Because she started to GoFundMe, which was probably all part of the plan as well. No, she wanted me to go on the show to get the money. And then the second part is she was talking to me politely this time about how, oh, you should try and move to the Philippines. Well, it turns out if I actually did that, child support would put me in jail. While I'm in jail, she'd make like COVID level of minimum wage, which is like way more money in child support. So her whole plan was to put me in jail to get more child support, get the whole check from the show, and because now she's famous, because she's associated with me, she started to GoFundMe because she's so poor and she can't handle life, even though she chooses to not go to work. Like, which is fine. Like, you don't ever want to go to work a day in your life again. You literally pulled it off. You don't ever have to. You just keep milking me for child support and your other baby daddy for child support. You can probably ride out welfare, low income housing, and food stamps until the day you die, which is, of course, the plan. Hello, Leslie Lewis. How you doing tonight? No, I'm fine. Like, life is going to go on. I've been fighting with my ex-wife for 14 years, and it's never going to change. We're going to fight every interaction we have for the rest of our lives because I want my kids to have freedom, and she wants absolute control in every single way. And that's just who she is. Yeah, because my daughter's 14 years old. So, like, the moment she got pregnant, it was like, oh, it's all downhill from here. Because now she's thinking, like, she can do anything she wants, no matter what, for any reason, right? Because she's got me. She's like, this is my paycheck forever. And I'm like, no. But it actually is. It's 18 years of paycheck just sucked out of me. But, you know, whatever. Well, no, okay. So if she can convince my daughter to get pregnant before she moves out, she can live off of, hello, Irene, live off of her daughter who still lives with her on her child support, right? So if she creates this endless cycle of I live with you on child support, and then she convinces my daughter to become her caretaker, there's actually this infinite loop of no one ever working another day in their life using children as weapons against the government. And our own systems we've created to create parents who just live off of the government, because that's what our parents do. They just live off the government. They don't work, they don't do anything, just hang out. Oh, magandang umaga po. Kamusta ka, kaibigan? I'm in Las Vegas, but I'm from Washington State in the U.S. Rosalie Erie. Hello, Linda Lou. That's just no. Okay, so if your parents raised you to never clean, to live off welfare, to be just drunk, high, and like smoking in your house 24/7, and that's like your life role models for your entire life, that's kind of just how it goes. Hi, you jumped in. How you doing?
I look crazy.
That's
So I
okay.
have to ask.
I'm always crazy.
Yeah, you are kind of sort of. So I have to ask
Yeah,
a genuine question.
sure.
Whenever you were in the Philippines,
Okay.
right, you would speak in a certain way, like you would.
I would
There was
talk
a
to
certain
Faith like this, right? All the time.
right, like you would try to enunciate, and that's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm looking so crazy.
That's my
I'm
sister.
sorry.
Yeah.
But I was trying to understand, like every time that you spoke to her, there was a certain mannerism in the way that you would speak that I don't. It wasn't. It wasn't disrespectful, but
Right.
felt. It just felt different
Right.
from when you would just speak in general.
So we can we
So
can we can talk about this for sure. So growing up, I always had foreign exchange students: Japan, Thailand, Malaysia. I think we once had one from Russia. But something I learned while working with the teams when I would talk to all the different kids from different countries is the teacher says if they don't use a certain word, they probably don't know it. And if their sentence structure is like this, that's how they're thinking when they speak English. So the more you speak like them, the more likely they are to understand what you're trying to say. Because if you use big words they don't use, then how could you couldn't assume that they know it. And if they speak at a
right,
certain speed, that's their speed in which they understand and can process English. So you slow down, use the same words that they do, and try and speak it the same way because that's how they think it should be enunciated or said. And that way, they don't have to really think about how and why you're saying it. Like when you go and you speak to someone from Mexico, they're always like, no, 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 speak Spanish exactly the way I do, which is really confusing. But if you were to just say it like
because there's different dialects,
right,
right?
right. So she originally speaks Visayan, right? But then learned Tagalog. And so English is like her third language. And I know it seems like she's really good at English, but we had massive miscommunication issues, right? That was very clear from the get-go. So I had to slow down the way that I talked and really think about every single word that I said and how I said it so that there could be less miscommunication, which of course didn't necessarily work.
I understood the slowing down, but I felt like there was, and you weren't being disrespectful
Right.
at all because you were trying to enunciate and speak plainly, as
Right.
plain as you could.
Right.
It just, it felt like from the third person, it felt like you were trying to speak a certain way.
Yeah.
But now, since you're explaining it, it's a little bit different because
that's how the teachers just taught me to talk to the exchange students, because I would always be hanging out with them. They're like, this is the best way to do it from like a teacher's perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
It felt different.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're in a foreign country.
Right.
So you can't sit there and just bebop something.
Right, because they'd be like, what is this white boy saying?
It's totally different. So I'm watching.
And it does change, right? So when I got gonorrhea, I realized that she was just saying, oh yeah, I understand you. And then I realized real quick after that moment, she does not understand me. I had to start slowing down more and more and more throughout my trip because I started to realize she's just not listening, I guess, or she's not understanding. And so my whole tone had to keep changing and changing and changing so I could better explain myself to her.
I get that. Are you guys together or whatever?
Come on, that's NDA.
Okay, NDA.
Yeah.
NDA.
But I am shipping boxes to the Philippines if you're watching everything. And I am sending money to the Philippines. And it's like, who would I be sending all this stuff to? All this money to?
You have a good heart.
Yeah.
So you could be just sending it to
whoever.
People.
I could be.
Yeah.
I do send to random people in the Philippines sometimes, but it's not a lot. It all mainly goes to one person.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Would you recommend, and are like it's just weird because like I said, like you changed your tone, you changed how you spoke to somebody.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that moving forward for anybody else?
So I think, yeah, because a relationship is a learning thing, right? And language is a huge part of a relationship. Like I dated a girl who only speaks Spanish, and we have to use an app to talk every single time. And guess what? Everything is lost in translation. Every single thing, every single time. It's impossible to like talk to this girl. So it didn't work out, right? I just can't. Because she just... Yeah, she's just like, okay, Lorenzo. And I would think for the whole day she understood what I said. And then next day it's like, you weren't even listening. Were you even reading what I just showed you on my phone? You weren't. You just like, whatever.
I will say this. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was weird, but since you're explaining it at the moment, it makes a little bit more sense. As far as like you trying to break it down and trying to be just thoughtful in your deliverance.
But then I don't know if you can tell based on the edit, but I do actually change my tone and speed with different people that I interact with.
You do.
Yeah,
you do.
Because I try to come up with like how much are they really going to understand as fast as I possibly can make that decision.
You needed to somehow gauge everything that you were going through, and every time you would have an interaction with somebody, so you needed to gauge something.
Right.
So you saw, like, respectfully, these people or whomever they're not as savvy as other people are.
Right.
As far as like the culture and the language and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. It's a lot.
It is.
Like,
because when we went from Manila to Late, that was a huge jump in language. A huge jump. Yeah.
I bet it was. My thing is, I'm not judging you.
Right. You can. I don't mind. I'm not.
No, my thing. Stop fucking around.
You can tell me literally anything you want, and I'm not going to be offended. I won't block you. I won't get mad.
My thing is this: don't mess around.
Okay.
If you're with somebody, like be with somebody.
Okay.
If
So there's
you
this
are-
huge thing that's going to happen soon that's going to explain all of that, and it's going to make a lot more sense.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay?
That's fair.
It's under NDA, but it's going to happen.
I just want you, the main thing, it doesn't matter the nationality, it doesn't matter anything. The
Right.
main thing is you being safe.
Right.
That is it. Wrap that hoe up.
I did get gonorrhea from a blowjob. I'm just letting you know that.
Then you know what, put a condom on. It's not the same thing, but at least you're getting your BJ.
Well, like I wasn't what I was interested in. I honestly just went on a date to like enjoy company, but because okay, so NDA on like, so I was in Vegas longer than I thought NDA, and so during that time when I was stuck in Vegas thanks to NDA, I don't know, like things just got really weird for a little bit, and between me and NDA during the NDA period of time when I was stuck NDA, which later this will make way more sense. Right. So based on things I can't explain, there are reasons for why I did what I did that I can't explain because of something I can't explain.
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna tell you,
right.
No man words, my footer.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking around.
Right.
Not one.
But I didn't go to the Philippines to have sex.
I just want you to be careful.
Right. I haven't had sex since December 10th.
Of last year.
That's right. We almost hit our anniversary. 1 year. No sex for Lorenzo.
You're pushing a year.
Yeah. Because the whole sex thing is NDA, right? The whole idea that I'm like the sex person's NDA.
Okay.
Yeah.
My big thing is just be careful. And
right. If I ever have sex again, you know, yeah.
You're gonna.
You don't know that.
You're gonna just, you know, make sure that the person is.
Well, the person that gave me gonorrhea gets a check once a week. I just got really unlucky.
Okay, so wait, let's back up.
Their profession needs them to get checked once a week.
Once a week.
Yes.
So that means that they're extremely active.
Right, but they don't charge me. I'm free because I'm good at it.
What do you mean by that? Oh my god. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. If you have a partner and I get like low stages.
That's right.
If I could sit there and live there, I would, but I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina.
Listen, it is not the best thing, cause girl, I'm trying to fucking date and I'm trying to find somebody and all these guys are doing, they're like taking pictures of like fish. I don't want to see fish.
I get that.
I want to see a good looking dude. My thing is this, I don't care what the hell goes on. I don't care about, I do but I don't, about your sex life. My thing is you have to be safe. Right.
And that's my first STD in my whole life, right? So it had to happen sometime.
And you don't need that.
Well, I got it. It's over. The end, right?
You don't need to be around the negativity. Like, you need to take care of yourself. And if you're trying to sit there...
What negativity are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
That girl is a sweetheart, and I can't understand why she has that job. I'm just saying.
My thing is this. I've gone through some stuff, and, you know, you live and you learn.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to sit there and be with somebody that's going to make me cry or...
Right. Well, the crying is NDA. I'm just gonna let you know that.
I'm gonna be watching.
You will. When
am.
when the NDA is finally over, I can explain everything and it's all gonna make sense.
When will that be over?
I don't know, because if I get picked up for season 2, that could be another year from now.
You gotta still stay quiet.
Until because they'll re-sign it and it keeps going. So if they want me to keep my mouth shut, they got to keep paying me.
Okay, so we're gonna sit there and we're gonna make our bag. I'm fixing my tit and we're gonna make the bag. So just the only thing, just be careful. That's it. Like that's it. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't care what you do. But however, your health is always number one. So,
yeah.
Don't be getting no BJs from anybody.
I haven't been.
Put on a condom for almost a year.
Right, for a year. Almost. We're getting there. A no sex party.
Put on a condom.
Yeah.
People, my thing is this: these people are not worth your life, and I say that with respect.
If you're caught up on all my episodes, I had 7 partners in the 3 months that I was stuck in Vegas, and yeah, I wore condoms with all of them, except that time when I got gonorrhea on the 31st of October, but it was cured by the 7th.
So you were so meticulous, not in a bad way,
right,
with your partners that you knew when and where it happened.
That's right.
You were like, hey, I was with this person. I was like, oh, okay, this is where I got it.
Absolutely, because it wasn't frequent. I didn't just go out and have sex with people.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there and as bad as it sounds, you're keeping track of what.
No, I have a literal catalog of everyone I slept with during that period of time, when it happened and where we went, what we did. I just can't show anybody because of NDA.
Yes, sir. Got it.
But in the future, everyone might get to see that literal list and when and where it happened and how and why.
I genuinely don't think that's going to happen for a while. So
season 2, come on. Keep the world guessing, because I'm sure they want that.
Like I said, my big thing was with you was the way you spoke to them, but you explained it to me. You're like, hey, there's certain people that get it. There's certain people that don't.
Right.
Stuff like I can speak fast, not listening. I can speak slow, and then they're listening. And I don't mean no disrespect to anybody or anything at all, but just know.
Yeah.
I love doing stuff. Just know that you need to wrap that shit up.
Next time. Maybe it'll be a year from now. I don't know. We'll find out.
Sure.
You never know.
First of all, let's get it straight. You're in Texas.
Yeah.
So, just be good. Just be good. Just wrap it up. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I have ED, so like sometimes I put a condom on and my penis just turns off, and then it's just gone for the whole night.
Oh my God.
And it's like, well, no sex tonight.
I don't recall you saying that on the show.
I'm not allowed to say that on the show. It's against the rules.
Okay.
They cut it out real quick.
We're gonna shut up. Okay. So, like, just do what you need to do, whatever.
Right. That's why I normally am an oral person.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas is like living in New York.
Yeah.
Vegas is like Vegas, New York, LA. I'm trying to think of another spot that would be so voluptuous in its stuff. Because you can sit there and go to New York, you can go to Times Square, you can meet somebody, okay, great. You can sit there and you can go to Vegas. You can sit there, walk around, meet somebody, great. You could sit there and go to San Francisco or something like that. You can meet somebody, great. Just, my thing is, no matter what happens, just be safe.
Yeah. I'll be okay.
Vegas has nothing to do with someone's sex life.
I mean, like, I do go to work like every second of every day, and like literally I've been living from the house because I don't go and do anything.
Right.
Yeah. Only when I was like homeless, thanks to NDA, did I actually start doing things because I was just out. Because I was like, well, I don't know where I want to go right now, but it sure as heck isn't home.
You were living life.
That's right.
That's what was happening. Oh my God, I've never. Okay, Lauren, what we got talking about? What do we have? I don't know how to.
You don't know how.
I look like shit. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Listen, if you want to smoke, I would have given you smoke. I can meet someone in the trailer park.
Yeah. I gotta find my way to North Carolina. I gotta beat child support by having enough money every month while not working and traveling to meet all these people in the world. No, me, I have child support.
Oh, we got a baby. Wait.
No, I have 2 kids with my ex-wife.
Yes, I think I saw that on the show.
I don't know if you saw it on the show. Maybe they talk about it. I don't know. I don't know if they cut it all out or not. Okay.
I think they did. No, because when I sit there, I'm the kind of person that when I'm like cooking and stuff like that,
right.
I sit there and I listen to like my shows and stuff like that. What?
Yeah. So my ex-wife was like, I don't like condoms, and if you want sex as a horny teenage boy who's suicidal, you should take off the condoms. And I'm like, okay. And then she quit taking her birth control, and I'm like, you suck. Like, but I understood the gig, you know, like the whole shtick there.
What does that mean, the gig?
Like, because she has children to gain money from child support, so she doesn't go to work. She lives off of welfare. She lives off of Section 8 and food stamps. And so she just has children, collects child support from me and another guy, and she's trying to have more so that she can keep living off of children until she can retire off government money. So she gets 50% of everything I make, or I go to jail. So I've been paying for 11 years, and I've got 7 to go.
That's not good. That's not cool.
That's her life. But she just excommunicated me on my live stream for Thanksgiving. I didn't know it was going to pop up, but there was a phone call between me and my family. My daughter just happened to be there. And my ex-wife was like, you are never allowed to talk to her ever for any reason, and cut off my whole family from now talking to her at all.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of communication with your kids?
I'm not allowed to. My daughter's grounded for talking to me. Because she has to be in complete control. That's who she is. She's like absolute control kind of person. But then she doesn't cook or clean or do the dishes or do the laundry or take the dog out to use the bathroom, and she's a hoarder. And she won't take a shower or brush her teeth. And I'm just like, how are you the one in control?
Then how were you messing with her?
Well, no, okay. In high school, she seemed normal. And then she had a kid. And then she lost her mind. But by then, I was like, well, I should just get married and try and be a dad. But then she was just freaking crazy. And Washington State said, you don't get to have the kids. And I said, okay.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
So she doesn't give you any kind of like visitation or anything?
Well, like, okay, so I used to be allowed to do texting with them, but then she cut them off. Just one day was gone. And I'm like, well, it's over.
Yeah, well.
And she's the one who convinced me to go on the show to get all the money from the show, because she got all the money from the show. And then she was trying to get me put in jail by going on the show too, because if I tried to move to the Philippines, which is all her idea, child support would come in, they would put me in jail, and she'd make more child support while I'm in jail. And then once I'm out after 4 to 7 years, I had to pay it all back. So it was all just a scam to get more money. That's why she commits a lot of tax fraud, because she still tries to claim me on her taxes. So if I don't do my taxes fast enough, she'll claim me. And then the IRS says I don't exist. And I'm like, but I literally do exist.
I don't even understand how that happens. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's who she is. She's like a literal scam artist who collects children.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I'm not in the best place with my children's father, but if they are sitting there and they're talking with their dad, I'm not saying I allow it.
Right.
Like, I allow it, but if you're sitting there and you're talking with your dad, like, you're talking with your dad.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there and interject or anything like that. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, hey, you can't do that kind of stuff.
Right.
If my children, I'm not gonna lie, if my children are grounded or anything like that, like
Right.
they understand that your friends are not allowed to call you, or they can call you, whatever.
Well, Jesus
But,
disciplines them, not me or her. Just letting you know
right.
that.
My thing is this: the one person that I will never sit there and say no to is your dad. It doesn't matter what the hell is going on
Right.
between him and I. Like, you can talk to your dad. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
However, let me know when you're off the phone so we can sit there and kiki it up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, like, I'm sorry you're going through all that. Like, it sucks. It really does. Because there are people that are bitter out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And bitter is a big umbrella.
For sure.
When it comes to bitterness.
Like, if they really wanted to, I could totally get them a hotel in Vegas and just chill with them for like a couple days. But then if we can't talk, they never could actually offer that.
So why does she not give you that option to do that?
Because she needs control of them in every single way. She needs absolute control. And my influence is anti-control. Whenever we were together, like, I'm not allowed to parent when we were like living together. I'm not the parent. I'm the one who provides money. And if I try to parent, the cops show up. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
Well, if you want to, you can DM me and we can talk and stuff like that and like figure some shit out.
Right.
You know, people can be mean. People can be mean.
Mm-hmm.
People can be really, really mean. Does she have like a boyfriend or something?
Well, that's how she got her third kid, right? Because she has two from me and her third kid.
But at the moment, does she have it?
So a lot of her boyfriends are in jail for child pornography and molestation. So I don't know if they're out of prison or if they're still in prison.
Yeah, you need to like send me a message, and I'm not like clout chasing. Proof is in the pudding.
Right.
Proof will always be in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
there's that.
Right.
And you don't seem like a bad individual. You seem like the kind of person that wants to be present in your children's lives.
I just want that option, right? I feel like that's fair. If I'm going to pay child support, which is fine, they should have the option to communicate with me.
That's
right?
Fair.
It should just be allowed.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a very fair and valid point because, oh God, that sounds so bitter. But like, if you're sitting there and you're paying the bill, then why not have them communicate with you? However,
right,
being on the objective side, and I don't know you physically, I don't know you personally.
right.
If you're sitting there and you're making an effort to sit there and be in their lives, then you have every right to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you're going to sit there and be an asshole and just not be involved in stuff like that, what right do you have? So if you're sitting there and if you're actively trying to make an effort to be in their lives, then why not give you that right?
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you're not, then you're not.
Well, like, I'm not going to like tell them they have to talk to me. I want them to have the ability to. That's all I'm asking for. The ability to communicate.
I get it. But you also have the bitter baby mom that are sitting there and...
Well, I know. So in Washington State, what can happen is if the kids choose that they like me more, they can choose to live with me. And then she's cut off from her paychecks. Right? So she's really worried about that. But that's a Washington State law thing.
But apparently she's not a good mom.
Well, no, I don't think so either. We fought about that all the time. Our number one fight was, why aren't you adulting? If you want to be an adult and have kids, you need to act like it. And she's like, you're not my parent. I don't have to anything. I'm going out drinking. And I'm like, what?
How do you do that?
Well, I did that for 4 years, and I'm like, I'm done with this. You're crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy because it's very trepidatious. Like you have the moms and the dads that try to sit there and be in someone's lives, and then you have the moms and the dads that don't.
Right.
So it's very like it genuinely depends on the situation. Like I am praying that you're trying to sit there and be active and be in their lives and stuff like that. Like here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give you a real nugget of advice. If
Right.
you can sit there and if you can talk to them about whatever, like just talk to them.
Right.
Like for real, like talk to them. Hey, what are you into? What you got going on? What are your interests? What's going on? And
Right.
carry that conversation on.
Yeah, no problem. I can talk to anybody. That includes them. And we probably get along 10 times better because we're like related, right? Come on.
Because I will say this, like I'm not trying. I'm on the internet right now, so I have to be very careful with what I say and very careful with what I do.
Right.
And I'm aware of that. Like I have 2 children and stuff like that, and I'm their mom, and they live with me 95% of the time.
Right.
When they are with their dad, they just want that dad.
Sure.
They want him to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not happening. It's just not.
Yeah.
So, I can't control what someone else does. I can't control what another person does. Like I can't do that.
Right.
The only thing that I can control is just my household. You know what I mean? So if you sit there and if you get a hold of your babies and stuff like that, like have an organic conversation with them and just be like, hey, what are you into? And if you don't know what the hell they're talking about, Google.
No, I probably know everything they're talking about.
Yeah, do it. I'm just saying,
right.
And I'm not trying to run the ringer on anything. Just kids are a blessing, and children are fucking sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They're innocent. They're innocent to everything. They don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes, so they're just going by our vibes.
Right.
So there's that. I'm just saying, I love you.
I love you too. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Woo!
I'm from the Bronx.
Okay.
Originally, I would rather be home in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
I would. So there's that. I hope you're okay.
Okay. I'm
Look
fine. Yeah.
If you want to hit me up, you can.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to be said that I'm not going to sit there and say on the internet. So I'm not even playing. I'm not.
Okay.
Kids are involved, and when kids are involved, it's a whole new beast.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit me up.
Okay.
If you want to.
Of course. I feel like I already sent you a little something. I send most people a little something.
Did you?
Almost everyone.
These comments.
They're all saying hi.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. Who said 14 years? You 14 years?
14 years? Well, I didn't actually comment anything.
Somebody said 14 years.
Because that's how long my child's been born, 14 years old.
Wait, somebody said what a miserable woman? Oh no.
My ex-wife, not you. I was reading it as it was happening. So it makes more sense then, but when you go back and read it, it doesn't make sense.
It's cool. Alright. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, someone else can jump in, right? Have a good night.
Listen. Hit me up.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I will hit you up.
Okay.
So we're not lost in
Right. Because I got to go to bed
All right.
soon. I'll be up at 5 a.m., but I'm just jumping on for like a little something.
You do that because what? You're in Vegas.
Yeah. It's a
So you're
totally
home.
different time where you're at. It's like it's almost 10 o'clock there, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yo, but you've got that. I'm gonna send you a text.
Okay. No problem.
All right, boo. Bye, boo.
Bye.
I don't know how to hang this up. I don't know.
There's like a little X, and then I go change viewer, and then I go okay. 2 hours behind, basically. Miss Geary was talking about how she knows about child support. And yeah, I know crossing the borders isn't easy, but I've been fighting with CPS. Well, I guess my family has for a long time, and then I've called twice, and nothing's ever happened. It's all about me. No, it's about the whole world. Heather Hindlerth Dreth. Because the girl left. Oh, okay. Doesn't need about me to be about me. I want to hear about everybody's fun stuff. What did anyone else do today? I went to work and cleaned the house. My boss comes home. But there was a lot to talk about. It wasn't so much dead time because usually when no one's popped up, there's like dead space. Have I met them? Technically, it's NDA, but there is this thing called a tell-all, right? And we're getting close to the end of the season, so you have to assume that I possibly could have went to it and I would have met the other cast members. The convention center here. You mean in Vegas? Who's my fave? I guess in person, Vanya. If we want to talk about if I met people in person. Yeah. Lauren at the tell all. It's more like this and less like that. Oh, okay. Pennsylvania. That's where my family's from. Whoop whoop. That's where it's at. We were coal miners. All right. An elegant dress, huh? That's fun. There's this suit jacket at work, and it's got like sequins. It's green and red for Christmas, and I'm like, man, that'd be so much fun to wear. Uh-oh. Where in PA? You tell me. Oh, like my family? I have no clue. That's like my great grandma's side of the family. But there's like she had like 16 brothers and sisters. So it's like huge over there. So they're like all over Pennsylvania now. Zioi? ZU? Horowitz? What's going on? But I've never went to visit them. But I guess one of my relatives is also a Taekwondo instructor. So that's kind of cool. We both have that. But they told me not to move there because there isn't jobs. And I'm thinking to myself, at that point in time in my life, I'm like, I work at McDonald's. I really doubt there's 0 McDonald's in the state of Pennsylvania. But I actually was supposed to move to Portland, Maine a long time ago. And then I ended up moving to Portland, Oregon instead. And I'm like, this isn't what I wanted at all. But it was okay. I don't mind. Sergio Island. Oh, in the Philippines. Po. Mahal kita ang Philippines. Yesterday we had a Filipino guy that jumped on the screen and he makes fiberglass boats and that was kind of cool, but he's not hiring, so I can't go work for him. Or get someone else a job because I do have a lot of Filipino friends on Facebook and I could always get a job for someone if I like network properly. I've also got 10 in the Philippines, which is a group that I have on Facebook that I made that I invited a lot of Filipinas to try and find American men. But so far, it's not really kicking off. The 2 times I've posted it since I've been like on TV, only one American has ever joined in. But I don't know if that American guy found anybody, but I bet he did. Like, come on. Just no one's told me that's worked for them. But I hope it will. Hope one day it'll all make better. I did a picture of me on Shabuti's face, and it's getting some likes. It's so dumb. So I was supposed to do an interview. I guess I did actually do an interview with him, and there is the lost Shabuti tape. Yeah. I got my passport so I could go see someone in the Philippines. She was on my live stream the other day, but she wouldn't jump on. Nick Ryu, she pretended to be trans, but actually wasn't. But she's still really cool. But I didn't get to meet her when I went to the Philippines. Not that I needed to. But it was a huge travel to go meet someone to spend the rest of your life with somehow. However, I plan on pulling that off. If I did, or if I didn't. That girl. You're getting married in Vegas? I mean, I might be getting married in Vegas. You never know. Right. No, I literally got catfished by this girl, but I got my passport, I bought my plane ticket, and then my ex-wife took 3 years to get divorced with me. And I was like, good thing I didn't go there. I'll be there. If I'm in Vegas and you're in Vegas, I will come meet you. Like, there is no issue. Like, if I'm not working, I have time for people. They just have to give me a shout out. But I mean, like, my following group is still growing, so I'm sure more people will be like, yes. James and Rich, huh? Okay. I mean, you could hire my boss. He's gay. But he thinks of himself as homosexual, not gay. Which is different. Like, I know it is, but it's his thing. I get guys all the time asking for sex, and I'm like, no. Oh. But you lived in Arizona, but now you live in Pennsylvania to move back to the other coast? Because I lived in New Mexico. I really want to meet Rain, like big time. Like, I want to go to her farm. Okay. I mean, you can be as old as you want. It's all good. I'm 30, 34, and no one believes me online. But I've shared my ID like a lot of times. Okay. I think we talked about this before, and you're just not ringing a bell at this exact second. Um, yeah, when my grandma got the mayonnaise, that's fun. 18-year-old club. Burrito Rojas Michelle. Typo. Yeah, when my great grandma got the mayonnaise and dementia, um, I went to go live with her, but then I couldn't just be like a caretaker and live with her because of child support. So I had to like leave abruptly to go with the librarian who you met on the first episode of the show, Esther. Hello. Um, and I like left, and they're like, Lauren, you can't just leave. And I'm like, well, I gotta work. Like I can't just not. Oh, we talked before, Bo. Recognize that roof. Maybe we haven't. Um, yeah. So my grandma was not allowed to be taken care of by me because my ex-wife was like, no, it's okay. She died. Life goes on. Yeah, of course, Bo. Salamat. Vilma, hello. Love to you too, girl. What's going on? The food in Thailand. I've never been to Thailand. Hello, po. ¿Cómo está ka? Or do you say, maayong buntag po? Okay po. Salamat. Yes, from Philippines po. Um, but the Philippines food, it was good. Um, hold on. One of the coolest things is that I'm allergic to melon in the US, which is why when I'm eating my watermelon, I don't eat the middle because I'll get sick. Oh, there we go. Oppo. I know a little bit. So right here, I've got my binder. And I haven't been doing it that much lately. So it wasn't supposed to be the pink one, but I lived with a Mexican family and the kids took all but the pink one. And I'm like, why didn't the girl want the pink one? I don't care. But now I have a pink binder and I practice Tagalog, but like not as often as I should. I have a really hard time with who, what, where, when, and how. I don't know why, but I'm always confusing those ones. But it's hard. It's a lot of work for sure. I don't practice as much as I should. When I worked at the gift shop, I practiced every single day for at least an hour for 6 months. And I don't feel like I got all that better at it. Like I know a little bit more, but if I had to be in a conversation, I'm going to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. Like a lot of like connecting words like and ang. Like ang is like the, but it's also like other things, and is just a connecting word between two ideas. I know you set up the sentence structure differently, which is cool. Like a ko and ko is like me and you, but those go at the end. Yeah, after the NDA, I can talk about everything. Hello, Terry. Um, but for right now, I can talk about a lot of things. She's gonna ask, and if I can, I'll tell you. And if I can't, I can't. Right? Um, but yeah, I have no problem talking about most things. And if I usually tiptoe around most things, anyways. How about an app? No, I have an app. Duolingo doesn't have good Tagalog. It's called Drops, and I get 15 minutes a day on Drops, but I don't do it every day like I used to. When does your NDA expire? So if I were to get a season 2, which I'm hoping, right? Fingers crossed, because an NDA's family who you may have met on a TV show could really use that money, who I would give it to. Season 2, my NDA would extend, right? But if I don't get season 2, my NDA expires, and then I can say and do whatever I want without being worried about stuff. Take TSK. I've got a few on my computer that I do. Take TSK is a app. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, Tisk Tisk. Oh, okay. I know autocorrect. Mine is terrible on my phone, but when I use the tablet, it doesn't do it. Like my phone, the AI on my phone is like learn to misspell things automatically. It'll just change it to something that doesn't make sense anymore. Like and always goes to NHD, and I'm like, why? I spelt it right. I know. That's right. So you're hoping another girly. How dare you? But I mean, I think it could go both ways. Like you guys might want to see me with her, or you might want to see me with someone else. But either way, it's going to be just nonsense because that's kind of how they have me set up, right? Lauren goes wop wop wah. But technically, because I'm Lauren and I'm always in long-term relationships, no matter what, it would be with someone. I could never be on the single life. Okay, that's good to hear. So like, comment, or post that. I mean, they're gonna read this anyway, so they're gonna read this and they're gonna see all this. They have to review all of it. Sexting. I try not to do that, but I have gotten a few times where I'm like, uh oh, do I just cut them off? But it's usually like creepy dudes, and I'm like, I'm not into this, and they're like, I'll rape you, and I'm like, I'm really not into this. But I usually don't block them. I just let them go for a while because I'm hoping like eventually they'll change their mind, and I can get them to do a cameo for NDA. Who has a cameo? So hit up. I can't even say it out loud because it includes her name. I know. Okay, so like one of the things they talked about is I have to either get a lot of hate or a lot of love, right? And that'll determine what happens in season 2, as far as I can tell. I can't promise you that, but hopefully if I can change all of this like nonsensical crazy hate that I get into love, season 2 will be a lot less drama-y. But I'm also not actually in charge of how much drama is really going to happen. But it will be a whole different story. And hopefully it'll be with the same girl, like you're saying. Because it'll be fun. And why doesn't she get a spinoff, right? Even if it's not me and her, wouldn't you guys want to see her go hang out with somebody else? Like, she's nice enough. She's the greatest person on the freaking planet. But then even when I'd say I'm a villain, people like, you're not a villain. You're just fucking awful. And I'm like, okay, well, listen, I get either I'm a good guy or a bad guy. And they're like, you don't get to be either. You're just terrible. And I'm like, that makes me a villain. Like, just think about it. Like, I know you're just like blatantly trying to insult me. Yeah, I mean, all I do is give. Like, that's why I'm so broke all the time. Like, if I really wanted to, and I saved all my own money for myself, I probably would be better off. But I don't think like that. All I ever think is like, I need to go and work more so I can give more, right? I mean, like, this was a hand me down. This was a gift, actually. This is a gift shirt. And then 3 of my shirts that I own were bought, and the rest were all kind of like gifts. And then I guess I bought my own underwear and socks. My shoes, I only bought 2 of my shoes, and I own 4 pairs of shoes. Um, this binder was a dollar store binder, so that's okay. This tablet I bought for my next trip because it has a SIM card injector. You know that's like mega NDA. But based on the person you're talking to right now, do you really think that I went to the Philippines trying to demand somebody else do something that I wanted to do? They did. And the gonorrhea is real. And you know what? I got it. And it was my life and my choices and my decision. And I cured it. And I didn't spread it to anyone, especially not the person on the show. She did not get gonorrhea. I told her I got gonorrhea. I didn't hide it. Like, the gonorrhea, you can get over that, like, real quick. Get over it. The cheating thing I can't clear up yet, NDA, but eventually I can clear up the cheating thing, and it will make more sense. But for right now, sure, I'm a cheater. But I've always been a cheater in every relationship because most of my exes are on meth. Right. And I didn't, and like when she said I'm a cheater, it's like, sure, I didn't fight about it. Like, if that's what you think I am, that's what you think I am, right? So it's totally fine. I'm not worried about it. No, that was never the fight or the argument or anything. But I mean, I'm a very open and honest person who doesn't. I don't like lying and saying the word NDA. I just want to tell everybody everything all the time. I have nothing to hide. They force me to hide things, right? Because I tell the truth, like, no matter what. I wanted to, I wanted to tell her at the beginning of the day, but that didn't work out. I wanted to go knock on her door when I found out and got the text message to be like, guess what? Gonorrhea. You know, it's fine. She didn't get it. I got it. But I mean, like, I'm always like that with all my partners. I'm super honest. Right. You speak without thinking, not speak without thinking. Speaking. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've gotten in trouble for the hard truth plenty of times. But that's been like my whole life. Like, I know when I was growing up. Okay. I know how to read between the lines. Come on. Um, like, growing up, like, I was way more autistic for sure. Like, I remember being like so wrapped up in my own head and going so fast that of course I couldn't write because I would only write like 3 words that came out of my head. But then I also couldn't talk. I'd like skip half the words because I was just going so fast. But I've learned to like slow down. Yeah, thank you, Bo. Yeah, but my autism's like super slowed down to where I can speak and I can write and I can read, kinda. Um, which is good. But I know I've gotten in like super trouble. Like I'd always get in fights like in school for like, I'm gonna say what I'm thinking, and then we're gonna fight. And then I'm in the principal's office. And I'm suspended at least once a year. It was just part of my life. You know. I didn't mind it. But I was also like a super outcast because of it, and I was in all the special classes. I was forced to graduate high school. That's a fun fact. I didn't. I deliberately tried to fail the last like 4 months I was there to see if I could, because I was freaking losing my mind. And they were like, well, we don't want you to come back for another year. And I'm like, oh, I'm coming back for another year. You can't stop me from going to school. And then I graduated, and I'm just like, dang it, there goes my threat. Because like I guess I'm like super bad in school, but I feel like I'm not like unintelligent. I feel like I can come to like logical conclusions and come up with like plans and ideas, and I can problem solve better than most people. Yeah. In high school, I was voted most likely to go to jail or become a serial killer. That was a real thing. Yeah. I mean, like, it had its good times. Like, I tried filming a movie for the entirety of high school, which ended up being deleted by the friend who was in charge of the footage, which sucks. It would have been so much fun. Be like, this is me in high school, because it was filmed like throughout like a long period of time, so I actually aged through the movie, like all my friends do. So that was something that was cool. Uh-oh, the lady with the fire, the phoenix in like the background. I'm on the wrong device. This lady I've spoken to on DM. Oh, she popped off. How tall am I? I'm 5'11". In shoes, I'm like 6. My sister, so my youngest sister is like 6'1", 6'2", and then my middle sister, I'm the oldest, is I think the same height as me, so 5'11". Hello, Vilma, again. How are you? You didn't say too much last time, right? Jump in the conversation. Ask any silly question you want. I'll literally answer anything. Am I single? That's NDA, but you can always DM me and we can talk about that more in like a loop, where eventually we'll come to a conclusion, but I definitely can't tell you over live stream. I know, it's confusing. Unless you don't speak English, and then I can translate for you, because I have no idea. Hold on. But the whole single thing, that's a thing. It makes it really complicated because like it's a huge difference when you interact with people, but then when you can't talk about it, or you do speak Tagalog. Magandang umaga po. Kumusta ka? I see you. Karaoke time. I do karaoke on the show. Did you see the show, or are we just friends on Facebook, Paul? So I was couch surfing for a period of 3 months, NDA, because of NDA. And so during that NDA period of time, because of NDA, when I was forced to be homeless, NDA, um, I was homeless and I was couch surfing because of NDA. But then when I came back to Las Vegas, I had a plan. Even though at the end of the season, it's not going to make any sense. You're going to be like, this dude has no plan at all. But I had a plan, and it was a bad plan. But I did it anyway, NDA. And now I live with my drag boss, which is an NDA. For a while there, they were saying I'm not allowed to say I live in Vegas, but like, you know I live in Vegas. Like, everything I post is Vegas. There's no mystery. This is ridiculous. I live in Vegas. Which doesn't actually prove the end of the show. Because if you watch the show, she says she wants to move here. And then if you watch the show, I say NDA that I want to move there, NDA. And so technically, if I move here, that could mean that NDA got what she wanted. And that the NDA could be coming here. Not that me moving there means anything. Right? I mean, that's not how it works at all. Things got better. Jennifer, that's your name. And Jackie Burton, you're in here too. I know, right? Like, I don't really know if that's what I'm allowed to say. Like, hello, Krista. I don't really know how much NDA I'm allowed to say, or if I can say the word ratings, because I have said the word ratings like multiple times, and no one's called me yet. Because if I break my rules, they call me right away. They're like, Lauren, you broke the rules. And I'll be like, damn. Or maybe they're letting me break the rules so they can like sue me, and then I'm like screwed. I lose season 2. But I don't think they would do that on purpose. Because the moment they sue me, the moment I can say everything, and I can talk like super crazy nonsense. But they could be waiting till like the tell-all airs, and then they sue me for breaking NDA without telling me I'm breaking NDA. So that way they can keep their money and get my money. What time is it in my country, Paul? It's 7:26 in Las Vegas, Paul. That's okay, Jacqueline. Jackie. You don't have to say anything. Just, if you have a question, ask it. It's that simple. We're going to change NDA to pistachios, right? So if pistachios wanted to move to America, then pistachios can. Hopefully. I mean, I did openly say I'm looking for a work visa for a foreign immigrant. So if Banana wanted to move to America on a work visa, then Banana could, because Banana. Margarines. Oh, okay. Yeah. My dad gets migraines so bad he has nosebleeds. But that's him. There was a guy trying to come over tonight, and I'm not doing it. That's weird. His name is Lucas. And we talked before I went to the Philippines. I know. I can't actually answer that over live stream, right? But if you're in the Philippines and you're looking for love, you should hit up 10 in the Philippines. It's a Facebook group that I have. But so far, no American men have added themselves. Well, only one. I don't know if he found anybody. Okay. Yeah, I could imagine. My dad just smokes a lot of marijuana. Oof. But I've made all kinds of like weird cocktails to help people because I like study traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine and like homeopathic medicines. And I've kind of learned to like cure a lot of my friends' like ailments by just thinking about it and diagnosing them and then giving them random plants and herbs. It's pretty wild. But it works. So I mean like I've never had to make a migraine cocktail, but I think I could if I like was with you and I could do like some studying. Okay. I mean, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here, Poe, but if I'm here, Poe. But you can always DM me. So for those of you who live in America, Poe means respect. That means I'm speaking to you as politely and like as I possibly can. But let's go. I need to get the Facebook invite link. People have a hard time like going into my Facebook groups and adding them. There's all kinds of like weird tricks, but like everyone's body's a little bit differently, right? So I mean, like, just because one person's migraine cure like cures one person doesn't mean it cures someone else. So your name is CRICHIA. But I mean, technically, if any lady wants to join the Facebook group, there are Filipino men out there who probably would also want to come to America. And not all Asian men have small penises. One of the people I hooked up with was like the exact same size, just a different color. You one for 3 years. Okay, the next person who is asking about her name is we have BRI, but it's like the other kind of I. Is it gonna matter? There you are. We'll invite you. And then the other lady's name. Where did she go? Where did she go? Vilma. We can invite Vilma to the Facebook group. But if anyone here, there's only one person, just you. I don't think you're looking for a Filipino man or woman or trans. But if you know anybody, it's a good Facebook group. So far, I think it's got like 20 people that are all pretty much all in the Philippines looking for someone who knows someone who knows someone. Getting all kinds of pop-ups. So far, no one's jumped into my live stream that I'm streaming behind you on YouTube. But I mean, like, I'm not really popular on YouTube because I don't really YouTube. But it has a lot of my older stuff. So if you were to look at my YouTube, you'd see a lot of older stuff. Wait. Your friend is in Minnesota? No, Minneapolis. Yeah, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Your friend? What about it, Bull? You're texting me, I'm talking to you. So it's like not super far from me, but it's not super close. Maybe like 1,000 miles. So I'm in like the length of the Philippines. My family's from Minnesota, though. My grandma, who recently died on my dad's side, lived in Minneapolis. And I was supposed to live with my uncle Tim in right outside Minneapolis, but I don't. He did not want to be on season 2. He's like, I'm going to jail. And I'm like, you're not going to jail for being on season 2. He's like, I'm going to jail. And I'm like, Tim, we've never met in person. Well, I guess when I was like 1 year old, but that doesn't count. Ugh. But you're very far from Minnesota, Paul. But if I ever do a North America tour, I hope I meet all kinds of fun people. I just got to find a way to do it. Maybe when I'm allowed to do my own taxes this year, if I can pull off her not committing tax fraud, I could get my child support reduced. And if I get it reduced, then I could have a better chance of traveling the US and Canada, doing a North America tour if I don't have to pay as much in child support. Because, like, I feel like if I went next door to Arizona and I went to like a few states and I'm like, well, I need $5 for saying hi, I just feel like an asshole. Like, why are you paying me to come and say hi to you at your house or like in a place in town and then ask you for a ride to the next place in town? I mean, basically, at the club, what was her name? We've got, I think her name is like Advinaville. So it's like Advil. I work with a girl named Tied Up. C Quinn. C Quinn's cool. We have Sin, Amin. Who else do we got? We got another fun name. Carne Asada. She's pretty cool. I met her like once, I think. Another good one. I know a lot of drag queens, but I guess they just have like normal-ish names. Lexus Mateo. Lexus, right? She's a car. Miss Jackie Burton. But I think you left after you asked a question. Apparently, this lady named Robin, she's my co-assistant, should be coming over today, but you're asking about Mall of America, Paul? My sisters went to Mall of America. That's a fact. Alexis seems like so much fun to be around. Wait, do you meet her in the first episode? In the first episode, you guys meet Taya, who I'm closest with, and her husband, Jacob. And they're with Derek. I guess I'm closest with Derek. I don't consider him one of the girls, though. You guys meet Aloy, Aloe Vera, and you meet Akasha, and they're all really nice. Aloy is around the least nowadays. I see Akasha like frequently, but not all the time. She's more of like a show performer, and I've been doing a different kind of gig. So I've been seeing not even Taya. I've been seeing a whole new group of people that you guys haven't actually seen on the show. But we work with all kinds of people. It's really fun. We're back to one person. They're just like jumping in and out, in and out, in and out. Hold on. People in like other countries don't understand how big America is and like how like it kind of works, which I get it because it is kind of confusing. Because you've never been to a place this big, because like it doesn't make sense. When I do Instagram lives, I have a lot of committed people. I think I had like 45 people in my live stream I did. My last live stream I did on Instagram, I had 45 people watching. And Facebook is just different with the live streams. TikTok was okay. You have to follow through. Dang, so am I keeping you awake? Holy crap, Mall of America is a 23-hour drive from here. It's 1,581 miles. I guess it's way farther than I thought. But it's like, honest question. Are you married to a woman at one point in time? What did you know your sexual orient? Hi, Kelly. Okay. So, yes, I was married to a biological cisgendered woman for 4 years. I didn't have sex with my first transgendered person until I moved to Oregon, which was 10 years ago. Okay. So, yeah, I guess like most of my life, I was like, I don't really want to be with a girl, but I definitely don't want to be around men ever for any reason. Hello, Kelly. I'm answering your question. Yeah, so I was like, I watched this movie called Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and there was like this scene, right? The theme is like that Finkel or Earnhardt is Finkelstein, right? That there was a transgendered woman was the main villain of the movie. And I thought, wow, it's like a girl that's not a girl, but it's definitely not a guy. And that's what I want to be with when I grow up. And so every time I had like a thought of growing up and being with someone, it was never with a cisgendered woman and it was never with a man. It was just something in between. And so from very early on, that was like a thought. And it was never sexual, right? It was never like, I want to have sex with someone like that because I didn't think about sex till I was way older. And I also didn't think it was real. I thought it was like this movie thing. It's just this weird idea that like was just stuck in my head forever. But then later I found out it was real. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. I wonder if I ever meet one. And during that time, I was a depressed, suicidal, horny teenage boy, jumping from girl to girl because like it wasn't really what I wanted in life, but I definitely wanted sex. Fishy. I mean, yes, I've had girls that don't clean their vaginas. That's why I got kicked off of Reddit. I talked about bacterial vaginosis and yeast infections being a reason why I don't like vagina, which I feel is a fair statement, but it got me banned from this group of Reddit, which is bullshit because like, come on now, I don't have to like venereal diseases as part of like my routine in life. Not that girls always have it, but it's a possibility. But I mean, like, I had sex with girls like pretty much my entire life. I've probably had way more sex with like cisgendered women than transgendered women. And like, I still could marry a regular woman. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I could do it for like the right girl. But I just want to fulfill this idea that I've had in my head my entire life of marrying a transgendered woman, even though for a lot of trans girls I can't get it up, which is why on the show they call me a bottom, because I can't have sex with them because like, I don't know, it just gets weird, but not like super weird. That's right, keeping a good diet. But most of my exes don't listen to me. They're in control. They're the boss. And so when I say, we should eat this, this, and this because this will affect our bodies better when we get older, and you shouldn't be like 300, 400 pounds and it doesn't work out. And then you're having a fight because you have a gross vagina, but you still want oral. And I'm like, listen, wash your vagina and I'll go down on you 3 times a day. No questions asked. But you have to have a clean vagina. Thank you. I hopefully will have happiness too. Yeah, because I love it. Like going down on a vagina, amazing. Vaginal sex, I feel like that goes under like normal behavior. And if you're trans, anal is vaginal. So it's like the same thing. But like I guess like it's easier to keep a butt clean than it is to keep a vagina clean because most of my girls don't keep a clean vagina. But I guess that's like just me, right? Like I just pick girls that have dirty vaginas, I guess. But I can say my Vietnamese ex never had a dirty vagina, but then I would keep her waxed and clean and go down on her like as much as I possibly could. But because she was enraged from meth, I never really got a chance to go down on her. I don't know. I guess on the show, it definitely seems like I only want penis and I can't not have penis. So then my life doesn't make sense. Definitely attracted. Definitely attracts. No. Diet affects trans vagina. Not definitely attracted to trans vagina, or my diet is trans vagina, because I guess that's also true. I'll put anything in my mouth if I can get there, right? I mean, like, that's like I had an argument with someone. Hold on. Talking to that girl. She's watching right now. So wait. I'm a bottom. What I eat can affect that area. You're right. No, when I like go from rimming to like cunniling, that can affect it. I get that. But that's not why they had issues. Am I still in touch with NDA? Oh no, we're changing it to bananas. Am I still talking to bananas? That's NDA. That's bananas if I'm talking to bananas. I know that's going to make it more confusing for people who haven't watched the whole thing. Miss Maria. What about, I'm trying to say whether it's vagina or a bottom that you eat that affects those areas. Wait, what? That's Oppo. I love trans women. That's what I'm trying to say. It's whether it's a vagina or a bottom. Right, but normally I do mouthwash, brush my teeth, and clean my tongue before I do all of that. I mean, I guess, but I've never had an issue with the bottom having an issue for me enjoying that. There's been days it's a pastime. You're just down there enjoying a nice, slow, yummy in your mouth for the whole day. And that's usually not a complain type of moment. I mean, eventually the skin gets wore out and they're like, okay, you need to finish up and then we'll go do something. But I'm normally like a sex before or a shower before sex and then the pH balance soap because that's usually an issue. Right. Yes. That can cause an issue too. You're trying to be discreet about how the bacterial seepage gets into my mouth and then gets into the vagina. I understand what you're putting down. There's a bacterial pH thing that happens with the biotics there. That's right. I know that too. And I have like, So Esther, the girl from the first episode, my ex-girlfriend. So my number one love in life is Filipino women, right? That's what I love more than anything. I understand what you meant by seatbelts. But cigarettes also affect that. I know that yes, Filipina first bowl, always. Cigarettes cause your anus actually leaks nicotine. I learned that. It's an interesting thing. I had to look it up because I'm just like, something's different here. When I would go from one girl to a different girl during that small period of time. But Opo Filipina, mahal kita po. So technically, I can say either I'm still with one Filipina or I have one Filipina ex. I had one catfish Filipina ex who was scammer, right, online. So I don't count the scammer. I believe that. I don't drink rum. Not that that's like the plan. I don't know. Because like, I don't know, you're down there and like when you go like on the clit, eventually that goes, right? But then the anus never goes. So you can be down there for a lot longer. And it's just kind of like there, right? I think it's like boobs all day, but that also wears out. You know, you just kind of, hello, Kayla. So do you not want Filipina take smokes? I prefer my partner doesn't smoke, but it's not a deal breaker. I know this probably is like a lot to take in, like English wise, maybe for you, but I'm talking about, so if you smoke cigarettes and I suck on your butthole, the nicotine from the cigarettes seeps out of your butt. Yes, my first Filipina girlfriend was a scam artist. She got about $10,000 out of me. And I got a plane ticket and a passport all to go visit her when she revealed that she wasn't the person she said she was. What in the hell? Talking about science and biology. I had to look it up. And like it took me a while to figure out the like correct answer because it was like, what are you trying to search right now? But think about it. Your body has nicotine in it, right? It has to come out of your body one of three ways: sweat, your anus, or your pee hole. And that's the one place it comes out of. Yeah, I don't smoke either. Not Marijuimbus. I don't smoke the cigarettes. I don't normally drink ever, even though if you watch me on episode 13, I get super smashed on Wang Wang. And I am way too drunk. I think I had like 8 to 12, 13 glasses, but I honestly can't remember. And you definitely can't tell from the edit how much Wang Wang I had. But that tube on the table, it's unlimited refills. I think it's like $30. And the whole table can just get like trashed. And they don't kick you out. Right. Nicotine can cause you like the process goes for addiction. I smoke because I was stressed. I'm not smoking. I'm now stressed because I didn't smoke. And now you want to be not stressed, so you smoke more. And it is this infinite nonsense. Well, okay, so if you're like in Vegas, they don't normally kick you out, but if you get too drunk at most places, they cut you off and they kick you out, right? Vegas is different. Okay, I'm usually the DD too. That's one of the reasons why I got this assistant job is I don't drink, so I'm able to be the designated driver for my boss all the time. Or anybody there, if he's like, listen, boss, I'm driving this person home. But when I do drink, I kind of get the hangover at the same time, and I definitely get a stomach ache right away. So I feel bad, and my head hurts, and I also don't feel like I'm in control. I feel like when I'm not drinking, I can assess the situation and take the appropriate action and like make it happen. Like if someone's being like a dick to someone or like hitting on way too hard and I'm drunk, I'm gonna step in and it's not gonna be as good of an option like outcome if I wasn't drinking. Cause I will step in, be like, leave that girl alone, bruh. We're gonna throw down. We're gonna take this outside right now. Yes. Because I've done that a few times. The last time I tried to do that, this dude literally had his hands on this girl. And I was like, no, this ain't gonna happen. And then Derek's like, that ain't your problem. I'm like, it ain't gonna be my problem. But Derek doesn't really care about girls because he's gay. So it's not really like I get that like that's where he's coming from. I wasn't happy about it, but life goes on. Someone else jumped in, thankfully, and he was a bigger black dude. So like I'm sure it was taken care of without me having to take care of it, which is good. You know, I don't ever want to see that ever. But you know, I've had my altercations with ladies, and I can't stand it. But I rarely am the one who instigates it. But like my ex in for 4 years, who was Vietnamese, she was like incredibly abusive, and she went to jail a couple times, and she had to go to a psych ward a couple times. She was wild, but she would always come at me. The craziest date or hookup I ever been on. So there was the first trans girl I ever met. I wouldn't say it was the craziest, but she's like, I want to talk and get to know you. And I'm like, okay. My longest relationship was 4 years. Twice. So I've done 2 4-year relationships, my longest. Yeah, you can ask me anything. Krisha, po, kaibigan, babae, maganda, babae. So yeah, she's like, hold on. Okay. Good. I get that. I like going down on girls. So like I totally get lesbianism. Like men suck. So yeah, like I met her and she's like, we're gonna get to know each other. And I'm like, perfect. Well, it turns out she spoke like no English. We went to an Indian restaurant and she wouldn't eat. And I didn't like it didn't click in my head why she didn't eat anything. And then I'm like, well, what do you want to do now? Because we couldn't talk. And she's like, Lorenzo, go get on your moped and we're gonna drive somewhere. And I'm like, okay. And we go, and then like it's a sex shop. And I'm like, well, the plan wasn't to have sex. You're not lucky for man. But are we still with banana pistachio NDA? I can't answer that question about her. Like I just can't. Right. I think you're gonna like not all girls can be lesbian, like I get it. But I feel like the world would be better off with a lot less men in it. And that's just me. Like if we could just tone down like 75% of men, we'd have less toxic masculinity. We wouldn't have war. We would have almost no problems on Earth if we could just not have as many men. And then men couldn't act the way they act. Like, it would be a totally different environment. Yeah, I've dated my share of women. And I've never, like, really dated a man, so. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's a nail file. It's not a knife. It's a nail file. Oh, my gosh. from Nautica. It's like a little set. I put the knife down, Paul, but it's not knife. It's for your nails, which my nails are very long right now, right? This one's nice and long, but they normally break at work, so I don't worry about cutting them. Like this one's broken. Um, yeah, so we ended up going to the sex shop. We had sex downstairs, and I'm like, well, this is weird. This isn't what I meant to do at all. But because I pay child support, she was like, I can move with you, right? And I'm like, no, I can't afford to like live on my own because of child support. And she didn't have a place to live. And I was about to lose my housing really quickly. So I had 1 month to find a place to live. That's how I met the librarian. And she's a genetic female, right? She's cisgendered. And that's why I moved in with her instead of my transgender girl that I met from Mexico. Is I was like, I'm going to follow my life goal and marry a transgender woman. But child support says you can't afford that in your life. And so I had to choose child support over love again, which is kind of like my life story. Like most of my life is filled with like this tremendous amount of turmoil and chaos and bad life choices because I'm like, I just don't have enough money to afford to live life properly. Hello, Steffi Simpson. But then when I finally did have money, I gave it all away. That's just part of who I am. And I guess it's okay because I did have a transgender girlfriend then, but she was just using me for money, which is fine. And she was dating guys on the side, which is fine. I don't mind. As long as she's happy. Yeah. Sometimes like I've like sharpened them. Like in high school, I would like triple coat them with like a special enamel so they wouldn't break, and then file them into like claws. And I had my black finger claws with my like goth outfit. But really, it was like I made some of my own clothes and my own outfits. So it was more like Batman and Spawn, like superhero inspired. But I fit into the goth category because that was my only real category. It wasn't because I was actually right. Tricks, tips, and tricks. You go to the hardware store, buy some enamel, your nails are good to go. But girls liked it, right? You do the little clawy thing, and like you're touching them all over, nice and soft with your little claws. You know, it's fun. In high school, a lot more girls like being tied up. When I got older, girls don't like it as much anymore. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's just my girls. That's always a fun thing. Just depends on your partner. No, some girls do though. Like they did, right? They were the ones who offered, and I'm like, we can do that. Yeah, the good back scratches. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, right now I'm living comfortably with my boss at his house, kind of, I guess. It's not my ideal situation, but it's what I got. You like back scratches. But but not from Dracula. Come on. No, I'm not like that anymore, as you can tell. I mean, there was that one video I did, if you guys saw it, where I'm like, evil Lauren, but I got in trouble for that. They're like, you can't be that satirically evil. And I'm like, what? It's a roof. Or it's a rule. Or are you actually saying the word roof? Ed is what? Ed's Dracula? Or Ed is satirically evil? Oh. Yeah, my living situation is a roof, and it's stable for right now. I can do that. I gotta.
It was harder on Thanksgiving when I was doing TikTok and Facebook at the same time. We were both talking. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, Ed's like his own special satirically evil. But then people tell me that he actually is like that. So it's like kind of weird. But then I am still trying to find a different roof to live on. And that's for the work visa. That's why I applied to all 50 states. But I'm hoping the more exposure I get, the more someone's like, you know what? I want to hire not only this guy, but I want to hire NDA/bananas/pistachios on a visa to come to America, and both of them live with me, and they both work for me, and I end up paying them all back by working a real job because I have to pay child support. And so basically you get 2-for-1 celebrities living in your house as your assistant/butler/maid. You can see his evil through the screen. Yeah, Ed's, I don't know. I've only seen bits and pieces of Ed. And so I'm hoping one day I do meet him just because, but we'll see. That was something I also talked about with the show is like, what if we did a Lauren meets 90 Days or Lauren meets TLC? And I literally just go from like person from TLC to TLC. And I'm like, hi, I'm Lauren Allen. And this is Ed from he was on regular 90 Day, right? Or whatever he's on. And then like me and him have like a sit down. Then we have to like do something, like whatever. We'll come up with like a wheel, right? Lauren's 50 wheels or 90 wheel, and it's like 90 different activities on like a list. And then me and Ed, or me and everyone from every TLC show that's still alive or willing to do it, will be like, all right, we're doing this. Create a podcast. It'd be like a podcast, but I have to get paid for it to cover child support. We're talking about no neck Ed, yeah. See, that's like it. Like, if I didn't have child support, I could just go out into the world as an entrepreneur and I could start something. But because of child support, I have to be really careful what I do. I can't just not work. So I have to like work my 40 plus hours a week and just be really, really careful. And then I've been asked to go on all kinds of podcasts by so many people. And they have to go through this lady at the production agency with the show. And she's denied every single request for me to do a podcast or an actual like meet and greet, like in person, like for somebody's whatever. United Playgrounds. Dressed as a clown, or he'd be a bear or like a cat or something super weird. But yeah, I just haven't been allowed to do anything like the other people because I know the other people on the show have gotten to do podcasts and they've gotten to do other things, and I'm not allowed to do it. And I'm just like, what the heck's going on here? You do Stotler. Go visit him. Go say hi. Go do a little Lauren podcast talking about some bullshit. I know. Angela's allowed to do it. Ed's allowed to do it. I know I've seen people from my season do it. And I'm not allowed to do it. They like cut off Lauren. He can't talk. He has the mayo hair. But I have shrimp in a bathroom. That's my thing. And I have gonorrhea. And I have cheating. I have all these things. And Big Ed's just evil and has mayo in his hair. My boss has a straight jacket. But that's for shows. We use it on Halloween a lot. I'm human. I've never been in a straitjacket on purpose, but I have been to the psych ward 3 times. Now, this gets really complicated. So I was diagnosed with autism, Asperger's, ADD, ADHD, la-di-da-di-da. But then, don't let it be my thing. Well, I'm never going to get it again. I hope. but we'll see. So I was in the psych ward 3 summers in a row for depression, but I wasn't quite depressed yet. But I was on all kinds of meds for whatever, and this was basically just a way for my mom to not have to pay for a babysitter for 3 years because I was allowed to go to the hospital for free on insurance. A fashionable, yeah, like it's got like pinstriped straitjacket with like sequin armholes. Like, okay, good night. I gotta go to bed too. It's 8 o'clock. You're right. Thank you, everybody. The 2 of you that are left. Miss Angela, you were great. You've been here the whole time. Unbelievable. Big shout out. Give some love to Banana Pistachio NDA if you can. Give her something. Give her whatever you can. That's right. Some hot pink straps, and then dip the little clasp, the little metal parts in like neon green. Be badass. But good night. Thank you. You too, YouTube. There's no one there.